بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وتلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف وأشهدوا ذوي عدل منكم وأقيموا الشهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن وأولاة الأحمال أجلهن أن يضعن حملهن ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا ذلك أمر الله أنزله إليكم ومن يتق الله يكفر عنه سيئاته ويعظم له أجرا أسكنوهن من حيث سكنتم من وجدكم ولا تضاروهن لتضيقوا عليهن وإن كن أولات حمل فأنفقوا عليهن حتى يضعن حملهن فإن أرضعن لكم فآتوهن أجورهن وأتمروا بينكم بمعروف وإن تعاسرتم فسترضع له أخرى لينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها سيجعل الله بعد عسر يسرا وكأين من قرية عتت عن أمر ربها فحاسبناها حسابا شديدا فحاسبناها حسابا شديدا وعذبناها عذابا نكرا فذاقت وبال أمرها وكان عاقبة أمرها خسرا أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا فاتقوا الله يا أولي الألباب الذين آمنوا قد أنزل الله إليكم ذكرا رسولا يتلو عليكم آيات الله مبينات رسولا يتلو عليكم آيات الله مبينات ليخرج الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من الظلمات إلى النور ومن يؤمن بالله ويعمل صالحا يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا قد أحسن الله له رزقا الله الذي خلق 7 سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن يتنزل الأمر بينهن لتعلموا أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما.
As the gender war rages on, in order to keep the peace, we must discuss the exact facts. Welcome to Exactly. I'm your host, Saudi Man. Remove your shoes and enter upon your right foot, upon the right state of mind, bi'idhnillah. Topic. Dear son-in-law, a few things you should know before marrying my daughter. Dear future son-in-law, a few things you should know before marrying my daughter. Now, if I, being a father of 4 daughters currently, 3 daughters and 1 next month, inshallah ta'ala, a time will come when I am faced with, the possibility that someone will seek to marry my daughter or of my daughters. And then I'm going to have, if Allah spares me that long and I'm granted that much life, I'm going to have a conversation with them. And for those that follow my post, my train of thought, when it comes to male and female dynamics, marriage, divorce, so on and so forth, then you'll say, I wonder how tough will he be on a probable, possible son-in-law. And some may say, I wonder how lax he may be regarding a possible, probable son-in-law. Well, one thing you could rest assured, my standard will stay an Islamic one. Whether someone likes it or dislikes it, my standard will stay an Islamic one. Okay? So, therefore, if I were to address a future son in law, you know, I have one daughter that's 20 some odd. She's in her early 20s, mid 20s, mid 20s, and the rest are really, really young, relatively. Okay, really, really young. So, um, if I were to address a future son in law, I may do so in letter form, you know, in letter form. And it may go something like this. Dear future son-in-law, Assalamu alaikum. I pray Allah that you are well of mind and body. Here are a few things that I felt you should know before venturing forward in marrying my daughter. I raised my daughter under an abundance of love and affection. I did not raise her to be overly materialistic. I expect you to lead her upon the path pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and away from what displeases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She understands her deen and practices it accordingly. She is raised to be obedient and honorable toward her ward. But she knows that there is no obedience to any created being in disobedience to the creator of all beings. Every marriage has its highs and lows, as we have learned from the life of our Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Therefore, you too will inevitably experience such. I pray that it never gets physical on either side. But in the case it comes from her side, I ask that you please contact me immediately, as I will address her appropriately. In the case that violence is initiated from your side, we will have mediation from both sides and try to reach an Islamic solution, which doesn't always mean divorce. Yes, my daughter, it won't automatically mean divorce. But if violence is just your way, I repeat, but if violence is just your way, then your sadaq, your dowry, your marriage gift, will be promptly returned in return for her emancipation. And any violence toward her after khul'ah may result in your extreme discomfort and even death. If we can agree upon this, welcome to the family. Assalamu alaikum. Now, this is exactly the conversation with some alterations, some changes based on this is my daughter marrying virgin. You know, she's marrying, not having any relationship prior. You know, she's just marrying. I'm telling her, this is what I know about my daughter. She doesn't have any bodies. She doesn't have any previous experience with men, you know, married or random. In the case she was divorced or widowed, there would be similar conversation, but slight alteration there. Okay? Now, some of you may handle this discourse differently, you know, than I have in this letter format. But the issue is that the fact that I started with Assalamu alaikum means that my daughter would not venture, think to, fathom marrying a kafir man. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. She would be disowned and excommunicated. If she did so, she would be disowned and excommunicated because that is tantamount to rejecting Islam. That is tantamount to rejecting Islam. And the fact that I said, I pray that you are well of mind and body, meaning that I would like my son-in-law to be physically fit and mentally fit. Physically fit, as in able to protect and able to, function physically. And I would like him to be mentally fit, meaning he has a proper at-tarbiyah al-islamiyah, the proper Islamic education. I don't mean the academic certificate. I'm talking about actually knows his deen. And if I may, him and I may do a 3-month, intense, dars, in order to intense ta'aleem, intense halaqah, in order to bring him to that level where he, understands the deen mature wise. Now, the fact that I say here are a few things you must know, you may need to know about my daughter, means that I'm not going to be like these white kills today. Many of them only concerned about the man, how much he earns. I want to talk to your ex-wife. How many kids you got? They're only concerned about the man. They don't give you any information about the girl except what she wants for her dowry. Now, if she memorized some surahs of Quran, you might say, oh, she memorized this many surahs, this many this and this and that. Well, it's not the number of surahs she memorized that's going to assure you a sakina or tranquil marriage, okay? But it will be her application of what she knows of Quran and Sunnah. And not just the memorization, but knowing, okay, of Quran and Sunnah and, applying thus, okay? So when I say there are a few things you need to know, I am going to tell him about, oh man, she don't always close the refrigerator. I don't know what's going on with her. Be patient with her, because she's a little slow, or whatever. She don't always do this, or she does that, or she likes this. I'll throw him some some free game. So anyway, and I would let him know that I raised my daughter under an abundance of love and affection. So this is again free game for him. Let them know that I hug my kids, I kiss my kids, I play with them. Sometimes I'm more childish than they are. You know what I'm saying? When my kids see me, it's daddy, and it's fun times. It's never oh daddy. It's never that. It's fun times. I enjoy my children. So my daughters and sons are raised with hugs and affection and things like that. So they're raised with love and affection. So he needs to know that, because if he's not a loving, affectionate person, my daughter gonna be like, man, you ain't nothing like my daddy. You ain't nowhere near. You're not a hug type person when you walk in the door from work. You walk in the door, walk right past me, kick off your boots, put them anywhere type person. So I'm just giving him some games. Say, hey, look, this is probably because see, daughters learn from their father what man they should be shooting for, what level man they should be shooting for, or higher. Sons learn from their fathers how to choose, so on and so forth. So again, and daughters learn from their moms what to tolerate, how much to tolerate. And because in this day and time, tolerance is really, really low, and women know their worth now. Now they're worth less than their grandmothers. Now they're worth less than their great grandmothers. They're not as good of wives. They're not as good as housewives. They're not as good of helpmeets today, because they know their worth. But actually, the women of the past were worth more. Women of the past were worth more aesthetically. These women today, speaking of aesthetics, are, sometimes you'll never know how they look, unless you push them in a hot tub face first, So nevertheless, my daughter will be raised. My daughter is raised. Around a lot of love and affection, and I did not raise her to be materialistic. So give her love and affection, and don't overshower her with material things to make that a standard. Don't overshower her with material things, making that a standard. Okay. Uh, Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brother Sabr. Asadullah. So anyway, yeah. So uh, that is a plus for him. That is a plus for him. And my daughter can ask for whatever she wants as a sadaq or a free gift or a mahar or dowry. But with me in her ear, I would say, look, this man is able to take care of you. Don't stress him for something you saw on TV or something you read in a Muslim magazine, or what some sheikh said. That's going to put you in trouble. In an unfavorable condition. But if you are, if you want a MacBook, ask for a MacBook. Ask for something practical that you can actually use that can actually be yours. Okay, ask for something like that, but don't be extravagant in asking, trying to keep up with some type of tradition. Because again, I don't raise my children to be materialistic. And that's a tug of war with the moms. But I'm not raising my daughters to be that way. Okay. When I said I expect you to lead her upon the path pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and away from what displeases Allah ta'ala, basically, sir, I expect you to demand Islam from her and to practice it first. Practice Islam simultaneously or first before you lead her, because she's not going to respect your lead. Now, in all fairness, I know situations where the man is upon Quran and Sunnah and the woman is just averse. She's not so enamored with Quran and Sunnah. Now, she will say she is, but she's not so enamored with Quran and Sunnah. So he's upon Quran and Sunnah, and a lot of Quran and Sunnah is displeasing to her. So this produces a conundrum. This produces a conundrum, clearly. So I would say that I expect you to lead her upon the path pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and not away from what pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Not away from that path. So that means I expect him to be practicing of Islam and applying Islam upon my daughter. Because believe me, my daughter don't get away with haram while under my care, under my home, under my roof, and he should not allow her also, because I want my daughter to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. When I say she understands her deen and practices it accordingly, meaning that I taught her Islam, okay? And I taught her from wudu to Bismillah before you eat, and the extended dua, and I taught her all of this, and I taught her what it means, La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. I taught her all of this. So don't think that you can pull some wool over her eyes. Don't think that you could practice some shenanigans and trickery like some men tend to do regarding women. Okay, I've recently come across a situation where the woman sought out a Kafir man. Told him, look, if you want some, you got to take Shahada. He said, what's that? Oh, just say this, go to the masjid, say this, we good. Okay. And the father was pressured to do the marriage, although he understood what was happening. He was pressured. So I understand this happens. And she became his Amir. She became the leader of her husband. Okay, because he didn't know anything. And then what happened? As he learned Islam, he found out, oh, she's not all she cracked up to be, Islamically. So with this being said, I raised, she understands the deen, because I taught her the deen, and she practices it accordingly. So she's not giving to hypocrisy. She practices what she preaches, and she preaches what she practices. Okay. And when I said she is raised to be obedient and honorable toward her ward. Okay, she's raised to be obedient and honorable toward her ward. So that means that she's gonna not only practice Islam as in the covering and so on and so forth, but she's gonna listen to her husband. Okay, she's not gonna give him a lot of pushback. Okay, and she's raised to be honorable. She's not gonna put herself in situations. She's not gonna have men on her friends list that will cause trouble between you two. And she's obedient. So if he says, "Look, no social media for you. Busy yourself in something that's more beneficial. You know, start a class, teach the sisters Islam, start a new Muslim class. You know, do something like that. You know, so on and so forth. So again, whatever the compromise is, my daughter should be equipped to, inshallah ta'ala, handle that. But she knows that there is no obedience to any created thing in disobedience to the creator of all things. Okay? So if you tell her or you give my daughter an order that is out of order with Islam, Quran and Sunnah, she's not going to follow it, dear son-in-law, dear future son-in-law. She's not going to follow it, and you should not be giving her orders like that knowingly, okay? When I said every marriage has its ups, its highs and lows, ups and downs, as we learned from our Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you know, this is verbatim, you know, as is. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not always did not always please his wives. His wives were not always pleased with him, and he was the best of men. He was the best of husbands. Okay? And they were not always pleased with him. So a time will come that your wife is not pleased with you. But that is not your measure whether you're a good husband or not. Again, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the best of husbands, and there were times his wives were not pleased with him. Your measure is if you are upon the Quran and Sunnah, and that's what I ask of you, not always making her happy or bending toward her happiness. I don't expect that. I don't expect that from my wives to demand of me. I don't expect my daughters to demand that of their husbands, okay? Again, I said, therefore, you too will inevitably experience such, meaning your wife, my daughter, may be displeased with you, although you're not at odds with Quran and Sunnah. You know, so I pray that it never gets physical on either side, okay? But in the case it comes from her side, I ask that you please contact me immediately, as I will address her appropriately. Now, I am raising my children one way, but I'm not the only parent. My children have moms, okay? My children have moms. So therefore, something else might creep in, you know, something else might creep in that is not necessarily to my liking. So if it gets physical and it coming from her side, meaning she's in her masculine frame, I want him to call me immediately. I'm going to reboot that. I'm going to set that right. If I got to do like Abu Bakr right now and take off my belt or a pop on her flank, you know, very hard where it hurts, as reported by Aisha radiallahu anha, you know, or take off my belt and chase her around the house, that's what's going to happen. You do not put yourself in a masculine frame, a male frame with men. You don't do that. Your femininity is your strength against our barbaricness, you know, our barbarism, you know. That is the balance, and that's your strength, okay? Never challenge a man physically. I said, in the case that violence is initiated from your side, now, I didn't raise him. My daughter liked him enough to marry him. She saw something in him. He saw something in her. I saw something in him that made him qualify. Now, here's the part that I didn't know. My daughter did something. It made him angry. Now, if it's something making him angry outside of the relationship and he's coming home getting physical, oh no, this marriage is not going to work. It's not going to work. If you're doing some, you know, you're doing some substance that's putting you in a befogged mental state where you can't think straight, and you think you're gonna put your hands on my daughter, it ain't gonna work like that. Okay, but uh, something happened and you grabbed her and you shook her, you know, or you slapped her, you know, out of anger. What happened? Something happened. Okay, now if it gets physical, that comes from his side, you know, we can seek arbitration because we're trying to keep the marriage together. That act does not nullify a marriage, okay? There's no Islamic basis for it nullifying a marriage unless this is his stilo, as they say a long time ago, old slang. If this is his style, and that's just part of him, then, you know, we got to seek other alternatives. And like I said here, uh, we'll have, you know, some mediation, you know, from his side, because there'll be two families coming together, okay? So from his side, from my side, we're gonna see how we can solve this. What exactly happened, okay? Uh, Sir, I'll never do it again. I don't know what came over me, you know, whatever, this, and that. I thought this particular thing. I said, well, man, I told you my daughter is obedient and honorable. So you should have thought the best thought about her and not some crazy thought, you know, or what have you. Like I said, I'm one parent and my children have moms. So they may not necessarily be on that, you know. My parents have Muslim moms that you know, not necessarily on the deen, you know, or agreeing with the deen. So there's some consistency, okay? My kids have non-Muslim mom, you know, which not on the deen at all, you know, but tries to accommodate, you know, tries to accommodate. But nevertheless, so again, it's two parents involved in every situation. You know, if the parents or one is on the deen and one is not, one is showing some signs of hypocrisy and the other one is not, then the children are gonna, you know, maneuver through. But education, at-Tarbiyya al-Islamiyya, the Islamic education, will balance all of that out. They'll know what's right and what's wrong based on teaching, because the other parent can't teach. The other parent's not going to teach. I'll be the one teaching. I'll be the one teaching. So again, and I say, but if violence is just your way, meaning that we figure out that this guy has something in his brain that when he gets angry at work, he takes it home, or he, you know, he's on some type of medication, you know, well, if he don't get it on time or in the right doses, he snaps. Oh, we can't do that. We're going to return your sadaq. We're going to return your MacBook computer. We're going to return your $1 or whatever she got for a dowry. We're going to return that, and she's going to be emancipated, and we're going to find somebody more suitable for her that could marry a woman of that caliber, that's educated in Islam and obedient to her husband and honorable and don't dishonor her husband. You know, she don't call her husband out of his name. She don't buck him. You know, she don't physically strike him. All that stuff that we tend to get in abundance these days. You know. So anyway, and any violence towards her after khula, you know, so there's a situation where that possibly after divorce, men might, you know, try to get, you know, strict at the mouth or get violent, whatever. I say, oh man, it's going to cause, like I wrote here, it's going to cause your extreme discomfort. Yeah, you'll be, and you say, well, Sadiq, you know, you're older now. By the time your daughters are of marriage age, you're gonna be in your 60s, yo. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be in your 60s, and I would tell you that, oh, you haven't seen their uncles. I mean, their cousins. You haven't seen their cousins. These guys are trees. They all over 6 foot. You know, you haven't seen their brothers. You know, which are physical, strapping lads, you know. One of them look like Incredible Hulk, you know, besides the color. So I'm saying, like, they have, you know, and they got uncles, you know, so they have, from my side of the family, okay, they have people that, you know, that are going to be there if I'm not there. Don't think that if Baba dies, that, you know, you can turn over another leaf that's rotten. No, it won't work like that. I'll raise my kids, look, you die for your sister. You die for your brother. That's how my kids are going to be raised. You know, you die for them. That's your Jannah. That's your Jannah, inshallah ta'ala. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, ya akhi. Okay. Let me see. The brother said, What did he say? Let me put it up on the screen. I can barely read it. Okay. Rabbil Alameen. Okay. Okay. So with that being said, the last part that I mentioned after I say we'll return your khul'a, and we'll let you go, and then I say in any violence or physical, any verbal threats, anything after that, because some people are strange, man. They put their best foot forward, put on their best clothes, clean underwear, and you think you know them, you don't really know them. But nevertheless, I said anything after that, after she emancipates herself, which means she's a free person now, anything after that may result in your extreme discomfort and even death. Even death. So we don't want to go there. I say, but if we can agree on this, if we can agree upon this, then welcome to the family. Because see, we have an advantage these days, man. We made so many mistakes with this social media and these hookups, all this stuff. I made mistakes myself like that. I was cocky at one time. I thought that I could get a girl out the mud and clean her up, and I've done it in the past. So I got really cocky, and I snatched one up out the mud, and she got mud on her today. I think the mud got in her brain cells. So I'm like, you can't, become cocky like that, where you think that your dawah is just on point, your knowledge of Islam is on point, and you practice the deen and so on and so forth. And wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu ya akhi. Jawad. Yeah, you're late, but very important, akhi. Go back and watch it. Inshallah ta'ala. Okay. So I made that mistake too, thinking that I could, I was actually, they call Captain Saver 304. I was Imam Saver 304, and not necessarily 304 in the extreme, but hey, somebody spoiled that milk before I made my bowl of cereal. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. So again, we have an advantage these days. If you are running in a circle of male friends, if you're a man and you're running in a circle of male friends, and his children are not. I mean, some children go off, and there's nothing you can do. Okay, but and his children are not being raised where you see a future of possibly his children marrying your children, then you're in the wrong circle. You're around the wrong company. You're around the wrong company. Okay. I had this discussion, like I probably mentioned it before, with the brothers I associate with. I told them, man, look, our children should not be online on social media looking for mates. Our children should not be on Half Adeen and Muzmatch and all this different stuff. Our children should not be on Tinder and Bumble and whatever else. Our children should not. We should be engaging our children and arranging marriages for our children amongst our children that have the concepts. Okay, if our children are practicing Islam and somebody else's children are practicing Islam, then we have an advantage to bring them together. And if there's any problems, all they got to be is physically attracted to each other. That's it. Forget all that. My life mate. My what do they call that? My what they say? My life mate. My oh man, what they call that? I think they say life mate or something. That stuff is Disney trash. There is no life mate. There's no life partner, life mate. There are thousands of people for you. Okay? First, sooner wise, you should be physically attracted to them and her to him. He's attracted to you and you're all to him. That's the physical. Okay, now after that, what they say, a life partner. Yeah, I'm saying life mate, life partner. Soulmate. There we go. Soulmate. Soulmate is what I was getting at. The soulmate. They think it's something, soulmate. Something spiritual, Nah, it's just a social contract. It's a social contract. Stop making it holy and spiritual. You want it holy, stick to the tenets of Quran and Sunnah. Okay, that's as holy as it's gonna get. So, nevertheless, there are many, many people for you. What you should do if you are physically attracted to a person, marry family to family. Let's start that again. Let's stop the randoms, okay? Let's stop the randoms. Let's marry family to family. Now, when you get my age, 52 years old, you know, I got opportunity to marry young girls. I got opportunity for that. But it's a headache. I've been through it, man. It's, you know. But marrying somebody my age, they're going to have grandkids, you know. If they have kids, they're going to have grandkids. So it's not really families coming together. You really don't, you know, older kids don't call me stepdad, you know. That's my mama's husband. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different dynamic now. I made some mistakes that I would not let my sons go through. Literally over my dead body. I would not let my sons go through some of the mistakes that I did. My sons would not wear a cape. They would not fly around town saving anybody. You're going to marry somebody that brings in instant value. Instant value. Instant value. You're going to see her value before you marry her. And if you are physically attracted to her, get over that other stuff. Get over that other stuff, okay? Get over it. Get over it. If you are physically attracted to her, which is sunnah, and she's physically attracted to you, which is sunnah, okay, then get over all that other stuff because she comes from a good family. She comes from a good stock. You say, man, you know, I don't know. Get two. Dude, get two. What are you crying about this one for? Don't disgrace your family and divorce a good woman that has deen. Don't disgrace your family, son. You know? So I'm going to tell my sons, don't disgrace your family. If you find deficiency in this one, marry a second one. And keep your duty to the first one and to the second one. But if you're not able to do that, then suck it up and be a man. Suck it up and be a man, because nobody cares about men. Nobody cares about our mental, emotional state. Nobody cares if we're depressed. Society weighs us by what we can offer. And that's what the topic is next week. Okay? Broke men stand up. You know your worth. Broke men stand up. That's exactly what we're going to talk about next week. You're going to say, oh man, broke men ain't, you know, what kind of broke men looking for a wife or da da da. We're going to talk about that. We'll get it out. We'll get it out. A unique perspective, you know, nothing outside of Quran and Sunnah. Okay. So Brother Jawad says, he said, do you think that polygyny will be more common here in the States due to many brothers going overseas? Well, it's already common. It's already common. This is a Zena society, you know. This society is a polyamorous society, meaning that people are having sex with everybody, including their pets, you know, in this society, you know. So, and with the LG HD TV 4K people, they are known to be overly promiscuous, you know. They monkey pocketing it up, you know. They monkey pocketing it up. So, this is the society. What it is, like, look, believe me, I've talked to Kafir women. I say, look, you're a Muslim, yeah, I'm a Muslim. Y'all believe in what's it, 10 wives? I say, no, it's not that extreme. It's not biblical. You know, it's Islamic, meaning, you know, up to 4 if you can financially support them, you know, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, it's this and that. I said, yeah, you know, I said it might be something you might want to look into. Oh no, I want a man. I said, no. Ain't no man gonna be with you. Ain't no man gonna be with you. Literally, I talked to him like that. I said, ain't no man gonna be with you, not by yourself. I said, if you want to live in the reality and the real world, I said, get you a Muslim man, adjust your life, get you a Muslim man, you know, and be happy that he maintains you and protects you, and enjoy that about him. Enjoy that he's not going to be in the clubs. Enjoy that he's not going to be a drunkard or a drug addict. A Muslim man, not whatever else is going on. Enjoy that about him. Enjoy the security of marrying somebody that fears Allah. Enjoy that about him. Don't give him problems. Because if you were Future's girlfriend, you wouldn't complain about him sleeping with other girls. If you were Drake's girlfriend, you wouldn't complain about him sleeping with other girls. So don't do a man better than them. Don't do a man better than them worse. Because he don't have expendable nonsense income from rapping on a microphone. You know? So this is the conversations that we have. We have real conversations. Real conversations. Okay? So Brother Jawad said, where's Brother Black Mind? I don't know. SubhanAllah. Yeah, I'm always looking forward to him, chiming in or coming on. So there are a growing number of women who are single in their 30s and 40s here in the States, and numbers are expected to rise. And these women, like everyone says, polygyny is so that every woman will have a husband, not that every man has more than one wife. That wasn't the intention. Because we had 8, 10, 100, 1,000. There was no limit on how many women you can have, how many wives you can have. Islam refined it to 4, and Muslims still don't like Islam. SubhanAllah. Islam refined it to 4, and Muslims still don't like Islam. Astaghfirullah wa adhim. So anyway, yeah. So, and the other part that I left out, but if my future son-in-law wanted to marry a second wife, my daughter gonna already be with it. She gonna say, look, I'm gonna tell him, look, dude, maintain my daughter and protect her. Don't tell her how much you make. I already said in my letter, my dear future son-in-law letter, I said she raised with a lot of love and affection, but she's not raised to be materialistic. So do not try to buy my daughter. If you can't spend time with her, you'll have some problems. Cause my daughter used to hugs, kisses, sit on my lap, daddy swinging her around, and my daughters are used to that. Daddy's really fun and funny, crack jokes, make them laugh, So my daughter's used to stuff like that. If you think you just going, oh babe, I ain't got time for this and that, but go buy yourself a purse. She gonna be like, I got a purse. My purse, it works just fine. Who am I trying to impress? You my husband. Why am I trying to impress somebody else? I ain't trying to impress no women. That's yag, and I'm not trying to impress no dude because I got you. My daddy raised me honorably. So again, this is what I'm saying. It's one of those things. So I put that out there. My son-in-law can marry another wife, and I bet not, my daughter bet not. Oh, don't do it. Do not dishonor your family. We're not gonna be no believe in part of the book and reject the rest like the Bani Israel. We're not gonna be that. We're not gonna do that Bani Israel stuff. If my son-in-law wants another wife, as long as he can do justice by you all, which mean basically financial, then let's have it. Let's have it. So we're gonna practice Islam over here, and I'm not gonna favor my daughters over Allah Ta'ala and His Messenger, Quran or Sunnah. I'm not gonna favor my sons over Allah and His Messenger, Quran and Sunnah. That ain't happening. So Brother Jawad says, I remember correctly, you're working on a way to connect brother and sister, some type of app or website. Oh no, not me. Oh no, not me. I ain't hooking nobody up with nobody. Oh no, not me. Baba Ali started Half Adeen. I don't know if that's who you're talking about, but me and him don't look nothing alike. Oh no. Now one time I advocated that the masajid here in San Antonio not have like a singles night, but have something to where the brothers and sisters looking for marriage could actually meet up and meet each other, like that. That's one thing. That's one thing. And I might even text them tonight and I tell them, man, why y'all never done nothing like that? I know we don't have as many Muslims as Dallas or Houston or whatever bigger, and I think Houston has one. I'm not sure. But anyway, but nevertheless, no, that wasn't me, bro. I am not dealing with these folks. I'm gonna try to raise my children, man. I'm trying to raise my children. So That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to raise my children. I'm not trying to mess with mess with these folks like that, man. Yeah, I was imam of the masjid for almost 20 years, man. I resigned, and I was done with it. I still give the khutbah now, but look, man. I'm not doing that. They don't pay my bills, so you know they're asking for too much on a volunteer basis. It's I got to deal with the FBI and deal with all this, man. I'm like, look, bro, y'all can have all that. Y'all can have it. So Brother Jawad says we have something similar to a singles night here in my local masjid, but I think some of the sisters here are too liberal, Bay Area. Yeah, man, that's singles night, man. How do you have that without free mixing? You know, that's better. That's better to conduct online. Uh, you know, or she have her wali, online, and you think her wali cute. You can picture her wali with a wig on. That's how she'll look. You know, I mean, it's better online because the hadith forbids us to make khalwa. Khalwa means seclusion. Khalwa literally means that you are in a position to put it in. You're in a position to make the head of your penis disappear into her vagina. That's khalwa. You know, they think that you can do that online. That maybe Oculus can't do that. You know, so I don't know they really religious. You notice these sisters, they really religious. They'll argue with you and say, "Why are you arguing with a woman?" Because I thought you was a man. That's why I was arguing with you. And, or they'll be chummy, everything good, everything good. You say one thing that displeases them, all of a sudden, why are you free mixing with sisters? Oh, you was good a while ago. You was good a while ago. Now, it's crazy. Okay. Well, I mean, being introduced to the parents and Wali, like, what? Okay, the parents and or Wali Wakil are there, and the sisters there. How do y'all, like? Okay, you see her, you like her, so you go talk to the Wali sister. I'm trying to figure out the dynamics of it because it seemed like when you say singles not at the masjid, what about the people that are married? Married, a brother with 3 wives should be allowed to attend. I'm just saying the aesthetics of it. So I don't know. I'm speaking. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around it. So I'm not saying anything. Just trying to wrap my mind around it. Nevertheless, I'm done with this. So let's go to delusional dating profile of the week. Now, I don't know if this is it. Let me see. Desktop. I'm going to see. I'm trying to figure. I don't know what that is. Okay, that's May, June. No, it's not from June. July. Oh man. Previous 7 days. I know I had saved one of them. So this one right here. This one right here. I think I already did this one if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. I think I already did this one. Okay, yeah, I did this one already. Yeah, this guy right here was simping. He was simping for them sisters, man. Nevertheless, I don't know. Let me see. What about this one? No, that's the same one. Hold on. Okay. I see. I brought it in. That's what happened. Let me see if I can do this one. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll do this one. Because I don't know, and I want you all to excuse the language. Excuse the language. We're all adults in here, but even as Muslim adults, we shouldn't partake in this type of language. But nevertheless, what made me pick this, like many of the other ones, is that women are so negative. They talk to grown men like grown men are their children. Just as we say, the more bodies she has, some say 5 or more. I don't think this pertains to married women. But the more random bodies a woman has, the less likely she is to love you, or the percentages of her loving you or ability to love you goes down, down, down. So you won't get the most love. The guy that broke her virginity is loved most, then you go down, 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 down. If it was something that was consensual. And consensual could be not even to the point. So nevertheless, they get hurt, and then their profile intro changes, their bio now their bio stays the same maybe, but their profile introduction, whatever changes based on the hurt and disgust they go through. So this is Marilyn, 53. She says, "I'm not your 304 trick." See that? Now, she probably got, her DM probably got full when she said that. Brother's like, "Oh man, I can't wait to marry her. She's the prize. You know, she's the prize. You know, I'm not your 304 trick. And I'm not gonna be your friend, okay?" You know, I mean, like you said, the grammar, the punctuation, it's all jack, you know. You know, punctuation also, you know, all jack. So anyway, I'm not your 304 trick. Remember, she's trying, she wants to date. She wants someone, she wants a long-term relationship. Let her tell it, okay? I'm not your 304 trick. And I'm not going to be your friend, okay? I have friends is for you kids. Now, Brother Jawad, in all fairness, what part of that you don't understand, Ahi? She put it out there. I'm going to read it just on the way it's punctuated. I'm not your 304 trick, and I'm not going to be your friend, okay? I have friends is for you kids. Hello? Well, this is a keeper if you never. I know she about to die. She's 53. She almost out of there. Okay? I know she almost out of there. She about to die. But nevertheless, you know, oh man. Oh yeah. Shame language. Okay, so we go on. Lots of you men text me. You know, lots of you men text me. And I bet the number one question they ask is, where did you go to school? You know, what is your level of education? Did you get past the 3rd grade? That might be the most prominent question right there. You know, did you get past the 3rd grade? Lots of you men text me. I'm not texting you back until I know you're looking for a real lady. I will, bro. Hold on. I never took singing lessons, okay? I never took singing lessons. So I'm reading and I'm trying to breathe, but I'm trying to keep up with the lack of punctuation. So I'm going to take a breath and try it again. Okay. Lots of you men text me. I'm not texting you back until I know you're looking for a real lady. I will block your butt if you can't be consistent. I want a husband. It's okay. I can't do it, I tried. Allah is my witness. I tried. I can't do it. So what I have to do, I have to compensate for her. I'm going to have to pause it where I think the thought, I'm going to put a period, a mental period, where I think the thought may have ended, okay? Brother Jawad says, I feel like she forgot her antidepressant medication, and that's why she typed like this. Look, bruh, it's proven that women today are the most miserable they ever been, okay? 35 up, 40 up, most miserable they ever been. And sisters are saying, no, they're not. No, they're not. Well, look at the prescriptions. Talk to the pharmacists. Talk to the doctors. Talk to the other therapists. Talk to the psychiatrists. You know. All this freedom and liberty. You know. You know what, man? Her cat may be giving her keyboard pittity paps. You know. Piddly paps, Anyway, lots of you men text me. Okay. I'm not texting you back until I know you're looking for a real lady. I will block your butt if you can't be consistent. I want a husband, okay? Grammar. It's sad that it's sad I have to talk like you are all kids. Okay, let me start over. It's sad. Oh man, I lost my place. Okay, it's sad I have to talk like you are all kids, grown up. I don't know where the period goes. See, I don't. I tried to help her, bro. Some people you just can't help. I don't know where the period goes here. Should not have your phallus in your hand. I don't know what that means. Is that some type of symbolic statement? Yeah. I suspect. I suspect. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. I suspect. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I suspect it. I wouldn't doubt it.
Arby's, we have the meats.
So dudes done turned her into a popular restaurant, down below, and everybody else got to pay for it. Brother says she sounds like she has a wonderful personality. Oh, look at the way she started off. She started off telling you she's a good, honorable woman. She's a good, she's a good honorable woman. She's I'm not your 304 trick. Bruh, look, okay, Jawad, I don't think you're married. May Allah grant you a good wife soon. Al-an, actually, now. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, could you resist a woman that told you, I'm not your 304 trick? Could you resist that? Those are almost like, we don't do magic, but those are almost like magic words. I'm not your 304 trick. I'm not your 304 trick. 5 words guarantee you a husband. Go get it, sisters. Go get it. She mentioned that she's not a 304, but then proceeded to mention one thing. I ain't reading that. Subhanallah. Nevertheless, yeah. So, with that being said, man, this right here was a challenge for me. Actually, I screenshot this about 4 weeks ago, and I resisted reading it because I knew it would be a challenge for me. I already have a speech impediment, and I went to Sam Houston High School, which is not saying much, So, I mean, really, this is what we are going through. And you say, well, she's obviously a kafir. How do you know? And I bet you if she was and is kafir, I guarantee you, I could bring the equivalent from Muzmatch, formerly Muzmatch. Muz, formerly known as Muzmatch. I probably could bring the equivalent from Half Adim, I mean, it's just what it is. I can bring the equivalent. So, her current state might be kufr, but, I could bring the equivalent. It's just, I've seen it. Sisters. I've seen sisters say, I am very practicing and very modest. No covered pics, and says, I drink and I smoke, or either or. It's what we're dealing with. Nevertheless, fake spiritual. Yeah. So that's all that I have for tonight. Brother Jawad, go back and watch it from the beginning, inshallah ta'ala, when it publishes. I think you'll like it, inshallah ta'ala. You know, this is grown folk stuff because, if you have children, then, or you plan to have children, it's just a mentality thing, man. Stand on Quran and Sunnah and never get off of it. Stand on Quran and Sunnah and never get off of it. Stay on the Sirat al-Mustaqim and never leave that path, So that's all that I have. This has been your brother Saudi Imam for X Factly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.